Welcome to the Middle East Peace Update Report. I am Bro Stef. Today is January 17, 2016. The title of today's report, What's Up with Oil Prices? So we've all heard about the declining price of a barrel of oil. And there's a lot of confusion going on about this, but I wanted to zero in today on oil pricing and what that might mean in a prophetic end times standpoint. We all know that Ezekiel 38 and 39 talk about a end of days war that is going to take place, that probably led by Russia and Iran co-equally, the northern African countries, and additional Middle Eastern countries that will join in with Iran and Russia. They're going to attack Israel, and God is going to stop them on the mountains of Israel. They're not even going to get into the plains, cities, towns of Israel. God's going to destroy them in the mountains. So the Lord tells us in Ezekiel 38 that he's going to put a hook in the jaw of the leader of this coalition, Russia. And he's going to put a thought into their mind to do this evil thing and attack Israel. Now, there's been a lot of speculation on what will the hook in the jaw be. And, some for a while, I remember 15, 20 years ago, there was talk that, there's so much money via mineral deposits in the Dead Sea in Israel, that some thought that they would be invaded for the mineral deposits that are there. There's maybe billions of dollars in minerals in that Dead Sea. That Dead Sea's got so much salt in it that you step into the water, you float at the top of the water. It's just crazy. But some thought way back then that might be the reason. Today, it looks like the Lord is starting to zero us in on what may be the reason. Oh, and also back in the day, 20 years ago, a lot thought that it was going to be water, a battle over water, because water was evaporating in the Middle East at such a high rate that they thought that there might be a war over water and water rights. Well, what Israel did, of course, to challenge that and solve that problem, it's amazing what Israel does and the Jews do. Whenever there's a problem, they find solutions. They learned how to make water out of air. And so they handle most of their agricultural needs by turning air into water. So that's kind of interesting. So we think water now is off the table. Now we're looking at oil. So real quick, let's discuss why oil moving to $10 a barrel could have some devastating effects. And here's the bottom line. I'm attaching to this article an article from Gary Schilling, Bloomberg Reports, that really makes it very simple for you to understand. But it goes like this. It's really this basic and simple. If it costs me double or triple to produce a barrel of oil, then I'm going to stop producing that oil, because if I keep producing it, it's going to make me go bankrupt. So when the cost to produce oil gets so high, I just stop producing it. And that's what's happening around the world right now. The ones producing the oil, right, because it's so expensive to produce it, they're producing less. So the spigot is being turned off and there isn't as much inventory of oil to buy. And so that causes, as oil drops in price, you would think people would want to buy more of it, right? But if there's no inventory or oil to buy, then it makes making oil very, very expensive. And so if oil starts to run out because other countries go, wait, we've got to hang on to our reserves because we can't afford to make any more now, so we better hold on to what we have, and oil becomes scarce, then the price to manufacture styrofoam cups, plastics, and many of the things that we package our foods in and all that have oil in them. Well, if oil starts to become scarce, those products to be manufactured become super expensive, and manufacturers will stop producing those products or manufacturing them. And that starts to affect jobs. People get laid off because manufacturing plants have to close, and so on and so forth. That's why oil going down so low will have a devastating effect over time. It won't be immediately, but over a 2 or 3 year period, it will have a big negative monetary effect on society at large. Now let's talk about Russia. Russia needs $67 approximately a barrel of oil to be able to sustain their economy. If oil drops to $10 and Russia's hurting now economically because they've spent so much to rebuild their military, if they're hurting economically now because oil is so cheap and they don't have anyone to sell it to anymore, what's Russia going to do? They're going to look at getting their hands on more reserves to take care of their own country's needs. Hence, they might be tempted, and that could be the hook in the jaw, if oil stays too low too long. Putin may go, we've got to go into Israel and take over their oil fields. We've got to go into Saudi Arabia. We've got to go into different Middle Eastern countries and just hijack their oil. Otherwise, we collapse. That's the problem. Wars are often started over economic reasons, food, water rights, that kind of thing. And so we need to keep our eyes on oil, the oil pricing, and how long it stays low. Again, there's nothing in the Bible that specifically says oil will be the issue. So all we can do, being good stewards and good watchmen, is to report on the signs that and the symptoms that it looks like it could be, but put a question mark by oil and say we have to wait and see how all this plays out. We can't say for sure one way or the other that oil is going to be the reason Russia invades Israel. It looks suspect right now, but we're still not sure what the hook in the jaw really is going to be. We will find out. We're going to find out sooner or later. Russia is going to attack Israel for sure, according to Bible prophecy. And then we'll know when the attack starts why they did it. So that's my report today on what's up with the oil prices. And now you'll have a little more information and you'll be able to talk to people intelligently about the subject. Again, look into the summary of this report, the written summary. Get that PDF that Bloomberg report that I'm linking into this. You have yourselves a great day, and remember to keep looking up because Jesus is coming back soon. And please live out your faith and obey and trust the Lord. He loves you. He'll never leave you or forsake you. Keep looking up. Do what Colossians 3 says, set your mind on things above. This is Bro Stef. We'll talk again very soon. God bless you.